You don't have to explain yourself.
Come on, but I didn't do anything wrong. I don't feel the need to explain myself, to be honest.
I'm not happy about this. I don't know the narrative they got. Be more careful and use more wisdom.
I want you to just shift your mindset to just gratitude. It's just an advice.
Definitely.
Kellyrae advised Kassia on a whole lot of things tonight. But then, let's take the story from where it all started. So, after Big Brother had issued strike to Kassia, Wanni, Handy, and Shaun, and after nomination has happened, they then went upstairs. And Kassia then turned to Handy and asked Handy if she has spoken to Onyeka since after the strike, since after the video was played. And Handy said for what? That she hasn't. And Kassia said, being that the video has some connection with Onyeka, is there no need to talk to her before she will start feeling, oh, we gathered all because of her again? And Handy said no, that she did nothing wrong. There's no need of her going to talk to Onyeka. Did she say anything about her? That it's a pity that the video made it look that way. That it wasn't about Ruthie that she was talking about. But Kassia, still feeling a certain kind of way, told Handy that she has to explain herself. And Handy said no, that she doesn't feel there is any need for her to explain herself, that she didn't do anything. She didn't say anything about Onyeka. So now, I guess this made Kassia to recollect and maybe feel a sort of way based on the shalaye, the apology she did to Onyeka yesterday. So now in a conversation with Kellyrae, and Kassia now told Kellyrae that she regrets going to meet Onyeka. And Kellyrae now told her, but I told you not to, that all you could have just done is maybe if you want the conversation to start again, say, oh, I'm sorry your sister left. You just comfort her, console her, and just go your way. If she regards you as someone she'll still be talking to in the house, it will happen. If she doesn't, it won't happen. In fact, he has been saying he will come talk to you, especially with what happened this evening, the whole strike thing, and more especially getting Shaun involved into collecting a strike, someone that didn't even make much contribution to your conversation. And he's even angry too, because this thing you were telling Handy is a conversation he had with you. And why do you feel the need to go, relate with another housemate again? That there are things that should just remain between them. And moving forward, that you have to be careful, as Big Brother is no longer as lenient as before. Because even this thing that happened today, that they've discussed nominations on several occasions, they've had a conversation regarding votes and all that, but you can see that Big Brother is no longer taking it easy with them. So you need to be very careful. And another thing you should stop doing in this house is seeing the need to always explain yourself to people. That this house is a very dicey place, that he remembered during the first, second week. Sometimes in the kitchen, the housemates will ask him something, Osi will ask him something. Innocently, he will just, reply and give details. That he was surprised the day they were not having a conversation in the kitchen, and Osi was not like, you self, Kellyrae, you two they explain. And he was like, wow, the same you that asked me question, like, when did I explain and all that? And then, few weeks later, he said last week, Osi's then coming to tell him, oh, you don't like opening up. Are you scared of opening up or something? That's to tell you that people know what they're doing in this house. Imagine he decided to keep to himself, and then you're coming to tell him, oh, you don't want to open up, try and be opening up, try and be relating with people. The same you that said he too they explain is still the same you coming out to say, oh, he too they explain. Kassia then told Kellyrae that she wasn't the one that went to meet Handy, but she's surprised that they are all making it look like it's her fault personally. That day, Handy came to her after the live show telling her that next on Monday, I know somebody that will nominate you, and I know you are going to nominate that person. So she said when Handy said this thing to her, she now said, well, that she's not going to nominate that person. It's better the person is here. So they'll be giving it, they will be matching each other's energy. That, for instance, had it been Ruthie was still here, the drama could have still continued. And it would be better and sweeter that way. And at that, Andy was like, no, 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 no. She should continue from house, you know. And Cassia said that was just how it happened. But seeing how all played out today, and Shaun also being angry that he did not contribute, although that hurts her as well. She even apologized to Shaun that she's sorry. I guess this is the main reason why Kassia feel Andy needs to do some explanation to Onyeka, because you were the one that came to, according to Kassia's account, you were the one that came to meet her telling her, oh, I know someone that will nominate you. And so you were the one that started off the whole nomination conversation. But it's not looking like, you know, the way the camera played this thing, Andy saying, oh, it's better Ruthie was here. You know, the camera made it look like she played the major role. And then Kassia feeling so down, telling Kellyrae now she doesn't see the need to go explain, saying she did nothing wrong. That in fact she's regretting why she wants to have a conversation with Onyeka, honestly. And even the conversation she wants to have with Nelly, that she's not going to have that conversation again. That initially she even went down, but she changed her mind. And Kellyrae said that's the problem. You always see the need to explain. Yes, you feel Nelly instigated the fights that happened between you and Onyeka, but let it go. Let it die a natural death. Don't talk about it. Let it just go like that, you know. That people know what they are doing in this house. That people are playing mind game. You should remember it's a game, and at the end of the day, there'll be one winner. So you should be very careful and alert. And always use your head, calculate your move, because so that you might think the rest of the housemates are not doing it, that they are doing it. They have their strategy, they know what they are doing. He's not saying, oh, that you should hold back, but then whatever you're doing, make sure it's well calculated. Kellyrae also told Kassia that another reason why she should be careful is so she does not end up inheriting people's enemies or creating enemies for herself. That's going by this video that was played, that you see that you can't even explain to Onyeka or make any explanation around it on how it happened, because discussing nomination, they see it as you're conspiring, so you can't even discuss in details or give explanation of the role you played in this video that got you a strike. Now moving on, you should just be careful and use your brain. Meanwhile, downstairs, Nelly and Su were discussing about how today's game went and how Victoria was almost close to winning, but thank God she didn't get the instructions very well, because had it been she did, she could have beat Su's time. So after discussing all that, Suj now asked Nelly, what about Kassia that told you she wants to have a conversation with you? So I guess Kassia had already told Nelly that she wants to talk to her. Kassia. Well, Nelly told Suj that Kassia said she will have a conversation with her. That after they finished discussing their this week's wager, Kassia came to her and she was expecting Kassia to start the conversation now, but they just started discussing random things like the business you were doing before getting into the house and what next after the house. That she never raised the topic of what she said they will be discussing, or she didn't go intimate with what she wanted us to discuss. And she as well won't be the one that will ask her, what did you say you will talk about? That no, that she does not act that way. It's not her thing. Anytime she remembers it, she should come back. If she doesn't, that one will still go. She doesn't care. Well, Nelly also told Suj that maybe they don't advise Kassia, make she not have the conversation again. To tell you that these housemates, they know themselves very well. I hope Kassia takes her husband's advice of not seeing the need to shalaye. And in case you're not Nigerian, shalaye is too much explanation. When you are doing too much talk, always seeing the need to explain, to elaborate and all that. That's shalaye. Anyway, still on advice, Wanni also advised Shaun to tone it down. So according to Wanni told Shaun that he's becoming way too aggressive, that he's appearing as if he wants to fight someone, that she knows is the house, quite alright, but he needs to be in charge of his emotion, that she has observed him throughout today, how he has been going way hard at even little conversations, that it can be that way sometimes in this house, because even week one, that she and Handy were breaking down constantly, always crying in the garden, being angry at little things. That is the house, but he should learn to tone it down. And at that, Shaun now told him that, being aggressive is normal human traits. That if anything triggers him or if there is a need for him to react that way, that he'll definitely be aggressive. Well, Wanni told Shaun that it's obvious that even from your reply, it shows that the house is beginning to get to you, but he wouldn't want you to fight anybody in the house. Just be in check of your emotion. And in case if you're wondering why Wanni is advising Shaun, okay? So in the morning, during their exercise, they said Coach Obi was giving Shaun an instruction, telling Shaun, okay, according to them, they said they noticed that Coach Obi became a bit strict with them. I guess he's working on Big Brother's instruction, that he became a bit uptight with them. That even when they entered the arena, they greeted him. He replied in a strange way. Even Kellyrae pointed that out, that he greeted Coach Obi. He didn't even reply, and he was just straight, giving them instruction, do this, give me this, 10 jumping jack. So they said when Coach Obi came to Shaun, I was like, why are you not doing this? I say, give me, and issued an instruction to Shaun. That Shaun replied in a harsh, rude way by telling him, that's what I'm doing. Can't you see that is what I'm doing? He replied in an aggressive manner. And now that's one. Now, when Big Brother gave them that strike, when Big Brother asked Shaun, when asked them, do you understand? Shaun didn't reply. And when Biggie now asked Shaun personally, he murmured, if you can even see his facial expression before answering Big Brother. That's second case. Third case, when he wanted to mention Anita's name, he was like, during nomination, that the first thing was so easy, Anita, and then goes ahead to mention the second name, which is Kassia. And Wanni is now telling him that if you continue this way on this frequency, you might end up getting even more strikes. And Shaun jokingly told her, well, maybe it's voluntary exits. Maybe I'll go for voluntary exits. Well, Shaun told Wanni that it's not easy. It won't be easy for him, being that it's a normal trait for a human being to react based on how they feel. But he will try. That in fact, he was telling himself last week that this coming week will just be a chilling week for him. Just do his thing, no one getting him pissed off or him trying to do the most. But here we are. Anyways, Wanni advised him just to be in charge. No matter how he feels or how he wants to react to any situation, he should just be in charge. That even with what played out during the HOH challenge, when he didn't get that, the way he threw off his kids, that wasn't cool. That it's okay to be competitive. It's okay for you to try to want to get this or that, but do it with your emotions in check. While she was just doing the whole advice thing, I was laughing because, well, Shaun, it's your turn to get advice today. Not all the time you'll be giving Wanni. At least sometimes receive yours too. And speaking of the wager, who else watched the housemates this evening when they were sharing their stories? Or more, it was just as if they were cutting onions back to back. Gosh, thank God we don't look like what we've been through. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And what do you think about Kellyrae'S advice to Casia? Tell me in the comment section. Thank you and bye.
I don't get it. Like, okay.
She took time to watch him.
That was for you.